your husband's doing something, if he's allegedly doing something like this, you guys would know if your wives were up to some nefarious stuff.
Sunny's dumb. Certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a well thought out. It's like if you had an idea for a premise and it was totally baked and half baked and you went on stage with it and it's nothing.
Just
there.
go for it.
Yeah.
Do you average out the View hosts among the dumbest people on television?
She's been for years lecturing America about morality, inequality, systemic failures, and look at her track record. How many times has she had to go on in the past 2 months and look at the camera and do a legal apology for all the stuff that she said on the show?
$1 billion, contract as of 2020. But I do think as the podcast platform, you have to have some sort of guidelines. How about a disclaimer on?
I agree with mostly everything that's been said. I mean, we know that, only about 31% of Americans trust our healthcare system. We have a terrible healthcare system. And, doctors suffer because of big corporations as well. Doctors that want to do good, like my husband, operates on someone even though they don't have insurance and then has to sue health insurance companies to get paid for the work that he's been trained his whole life to do.
I saw you on The View.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's been overwhelming my past couple days. So I just went in there, did my thing. I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know who Sunny Hostin was. I actually still really don't know. So I wasn't expecting necessarily for her to kind of try to ambush me in that way and attack my character in that way.
Well, it is the show that people love to hate.
Yes.
So, Dr. Emmanuel Manny Hostin, an orthopedic surgeon and husband of The View co-host Sunny Hostin, is accused in December lawsuit fraudulently billing insurance. By the way, this is a Daily Caller story I'm reading. The lawsuit alleges Hostin knowing RICO cases. Wow. Hostin's attorney Daniel Twites denies the allegations, calling the lawsuit a meritless attempt by a near bankrupt insurance carrier to intimidate doctors and restrict healthcare benefits. The case involves claims that Hostin performs unnecessary surgeries on patients after minor accidents without exploring less invasive treatments, with American Transit citing New York's 1974 no-fault law as contributing to widespread insurance fraud. Knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services in exchange for kickbacks and or compensation, and names him among nearly 200 defendants in one of New York's largest RICO cases. Wow.
What happens when the moral compass of daytime TV faces a scandal closer to home? The View's Sunny Hostin is known for her bold opinions, but now her husband, Dr. Emmanuel Hostin, is at the center of a case that's shaking the healthcare world. We're talking about one of New York's largest medical fraud scandals, with allegations of unnecessary surgeries, insurance kickbacks, and even ties to a RICO lawsuit. This isn't just a legal battle. It's a headline-grabbing drama that has everyone talking. But before we break it all down, take a moment to like this video and subscribe. Not only will you stay updated on this unfolding story, but it'll also help me afford coffee. Because trust me, following these scandals is exhausting and I need the caffeine. Setting the scene. Let's start with the basics. Dr. Emmanuel Hostin is an orthopedic surgeon with a stellar reputation, or at least he had one. Married to Sunny Hostin, a co-host of The View, he's been living a life of privilege and prestige. But in December, everything changed. A lawsuit named him as one of nearly 200 defendants in a massive RICO case. The allegations? Insurance fraud, kickbacks, and exploiting patients for financial gain. For Sunny, who spent years championing morality and justice on national TV, this scandal hits uncomfortably close to home. How did this power couple go from respected professionals to the subjects of a legal storm? Let's dive deeper. The allegations. The lawsuit against Dr. Hostin is jaw-dropping. At its core, it accuses him and his practice, Host Orthopedics, of orchestrating a scheme to defraud insurance companies. The details are shocking. Alleged kickbacks for recommending or performing surgeries. Procedures that may not have been necessary, or worse, didn't even happen. Patients potentially misled into undergoing operations they didn't need. And this isn't just about one doctor or one practice. With 180 defendants named, this case paints a picture of a healthcare system riddled with corruption. It's a blockbuster legal battle with stakes higher than anyone imagined. what is the RICO Act? Now, let's talk about the RICO Act. Originally created to dismantle organized crime, the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act has been used to take down mob bosses and gangsters, but in this case, it's targeting doctors and medical practices. Why? Because the allegations suggest an organized effort to exploit healthcare systems for profit. Picture this: a network of surgeons, clinics, and insurers allegedly working together to maximize profits at the expense of patients. It's less The Godfather and more Grey's Anatomy, but with a sinister twist. Patient betrayal. Imagine this. You're a patient recovering from an injury. You trust your doctor to recommend the best course of treatment. But what if that trust is misplaced? The lawsuit alleges that Dr. Hostin and others performed unnecessary surgeries, putting patients at risk to line their pockets. For the patients, the betrayal is deeply personal. These aren't just numbers on a spreadsheet. They're people who trusted the healthcare system and were let down. The emotional and financial toll is immeasurable. This isn't just a legal case, it's a human story of broken trust. Insurance companies versus doctors. Of course, every story has two sides. On the other side of this case is American Transit Insurance Company, or ATIC. They claim Dr. Hostin's actions cost them millions. But here's the twist. ATIC isn't exactly a saint in this story. The company has been accused of its own shady practices, including underpaying doctors and denying legitimate claims. So, is this lawsuit a genuine attempt to expose corruption, or is it a desperate move by a struggling company trying to shift the blame? The truth is murky, and both sides are fighting to control the narrative. Sunny Hostin's role, and then there's Sunny Hostin. Normally, she's the first to speak up about issues of morality and justice. But when it comes to her husband's scandal, she's been silent. Fans are wondering, why? Some speculate she's protecting her image, while others think she's waiting for legal advice. Either way, her silence is deafening. For someone who's built a career on being outspoken, her decision to stay quiet speaks volumes. Public reactions. The internet has been buzzing with reactions, and one voice stands out: Joe Rogan. Never one to hold back, Rogan called out The View for what he sees as hypocrisy, taking direct aim at Sunny Hostin. He even joked about the intelligence of the show's hosts, saying, if you average out the IQ of The View, you might still struggle to hit triple digits. Harsh? Maybe. But his fans are eating it up. Meanwhile, social media is flooded with debates, memes, and viral clips dissecting every angle of this scandal. It's a media frenzy, and everyone has an opinion. The bigger picture. This case isn't just about Dr. Hostin or Sunny. It's about the healthcare system as a whole. How much trust do we really have in our doctors and insurers? When profit takes precedence over patient care, everyone loses. And what about the RICO case itself? If these allegations are true, it could expose systemic corruption in the medical field. But if it's just a desperate move by ATIC, it raises questions about the tactics insurance companies use to protect their bottom line. So, what happens next? Dr. Hostin hasn't been found guilty, and the allegations are still unproven. But one thing is clear. This case has already changed the way we think about healthcare, trust, and accountability. If you want to stay updated as this story unfolds, hit that subscribe button. It's free and it helps me keep bringing you the latest updates. Plus, with coffee prices these days, I might just be able to afford a cup that doesn't taste like hospital vending machine sludge. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.